advertising ideals, ghostly feels, and a bear in heels. Coming up today on The Point.
Qu'est-ce que tu vas me faire? Tu me fais pas peur. Plus de souper avec tes parents.
Hello and welcome to The Point, the only talk show bringing gay and straight men together to see what happens. What is going on at the other side of the table? I can see out of the corner
We
of my eye.
literally do this every time.
Yeah, literally every time.
Your peripheral just
Well, we have a special guest with us today. Singer-songwriter, Matt Partlett.
Hi.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you for joining us today. And it's exciting. I think you are our first British guest on the show.
Thank you. I'm honored.
Actually, before the show, we were saying that some people have a hard time understanding you because of your accent.
Yeah, I have to say everything at least 2 or 3 times. Or else people just politely nod at me.
Like we're doing right now.
I would do that.
Yes. Now, can you do a North American accent?
Yes, I do actually slip into it when people don't get me. So I start talking like this. I'm like, oh yes, go to Timbits, eh?
Go to
Timbits.
Timbits.
Is that what people do? I don't know.
Go to Timmy's.
They get
Timmy's.
Timbits.
Oh,
They get Timbits at Tim
I thought
Hortons.
Timbits was like a cute nickname for Tim Hortons.
No. Talking point number 1. In honor of Matt joining us today, who will be singing his latest single, Come Alive,
It's so great.
later in the show.
Download his EP also. It's 3 songs.
I get like 2 pence from each stream, so.
2 Mike Pences.
Oh, sorry.
3.
He needs 6
Cents.
and then he'll
Cents?
be,
Is that what you guys use?
but none the richer.
Yes. Oh. Okay, so all of our stories today are British.
Thank you.
In your honor.
That's very considerate, thank you.
Well, we aim to please. So talking point number 1. Did I say what the talking about? Keep calm and ban ads. So,
I see what you did there.
do you see what I did there? The Committees of Advertising Practice, which is the British agency that oversees advertising, making sure it's fair and all that. They have new rules that will start in 6 months that ban all advertising in the UK that includes what it deems harmful stereotypes. And that includes things that restrict the choices, aspirations, and opportunities of children, young people, and adults. These traditional depictions, in fact, might hold people back from, quote, fulfilling their potential or from aspiring to certain jobs and industries, bringing costs for individuals and the economy.
This is dumb.
I don't know what you
It's
said.
unnecessary because the ads won't work anyway. So people won't make those ads because people won't connect to them and therefore they won't exist. You're creating a barrier for, or like oh, we got to make sure that we don't have this that already isn't really a thing. Granted, I actually don't know what a lot of UK ads are, but if it's anything remotely
they're
like
called
our,
adverts.
that's right. Anything remotely
And
like
they're
what
like
we
half
have
the
here.
length of Canadian adverts. I just want
Yeah.
that to be known. Your adverts
Half the
are
length?
very
God
long.
bless. Yeah, we have long ads.
We have a lot of things
But the
long
point is,
in North
my
America.
point is that like ads with stereotypes and things like that don't fly in 2019. They're not going to be effective in selling your product. Therefore, people aren't going to make them. Therefore, this rule doesn't need to exist.
That's what I was thinking, that if you have an offensive ad,
Vert.
then
You guys are killing me.
then it just won't. I mean, what do you think?
That's how you sell. Sorry.
The product should be able to stand on its own without gender stereotypes. If you're selling something to young girls, or that's your target audience, just talk about the story of the show. If you're selling My Little Pony, have an advert that's about ponies, not someone thrusting a pony onto a young woman.
Okay, that sounds.
That sounds awful. if we're honest, that sounds awful.
That was number 11 on the Pornhub search terms.
They're
from
banning
last
thrusting
episode.
ponies on. Yeah, it seems to me that this is
Well, it goes,
this is a free market kind of thing.
But where is the line? What are they talking about? Are they talking about like, oh, you shouldn't have ads for like dolls that are for girls?
For example,
or it shouldn't be like flamboyantly gay characters doing whatever.
For example, if you had a woman doing the cleaning, we wouldn't anticipate a problem. But if you had an advert with a man creating lots of mess and putting his feet up while a woman cleaned up around him, and it was very clear that she was the only person that did this at home, that's the kind of thing that would be a problem.
That also just seems like a shitty infomercial, not even an ad.
Okay, so we disagree with this. Stupid. Okay, so here's something. So a gay club in London, they denied entry to
Which club?
XXL.
Nice.
She's
So
been there.
and
Extra large.
It's a bar that caters to bears. They denied entry to a man because he was wearing high heels, and this guy was told they quote don't accept femininity.
It's fucked up.
Even was he a bear or did he look like Tito?
A bear
Here
is
he
like a
is.
large gay man, right?
Yo, he is so hot. I would bang the shit.
What is the
out of him.
definition
I might too, actually, but he's
of a bear?
he's not a that's not
Like
a
a bigger,
bear.
hairier person.
Well,
Okay.
it's saying the bar caters to
Like toxically masculine bears. Is basically what you're saying.
no.
XXL started off and it was just a space for larger, older gay men. And then because it was one of the clubs that opened up later and they was open till like 6 a.m. I think it's 4 or 6, everyone ended up going there after Soho anyway. So it became a place where it was for all gay men. And then from there, now saying that this man can't come in because he's wearing heels is ridiculous. It's like the only place in London that has this masculinity rule.
That's weird.
It's not true. Like
The only thing I could see being a problem would be like the heels damaging the dance floor. Like literally, you know what I mean? Like,
there's worse things on that dance floor, I promise.
I'm sure that there is. I'm sure there is.
So, yeah.
Do they have shows there, like drag queens?
No, they've got one dance room, which is like the circuit gays, and then you've got the other one, which is like the pop room, and that's it.
It kind of sounds like what they want. It's just a big hairy gay man at the bar drinking like quietly to himself.
It
It's
is
ridiculous.
While the policy of the bar is that it's men only, there is no dress code on the bar's website.
Right.
According to this guy, Pavel Vasek, he was told by the bouncer that the club policy was that you can't wear makeup, wigs, high heels, or anything feminine.
But I didn't think that being feminine, like femininity, had anything to do with being a bear.
No.
No, it doesn't.
Right.
This guy is just wearing heels because.
So they wouldn't let me in with a full face?
I guess not.
No, I've gone in with a full face, we're fine.
So you've been to this club.
Yeah, and it's actually a good club.
Yeah.
But
Have you seen like people similar to how he's dressed ever? Or,
no,
like,
you walk in and then everyone's just topless and dancing. And I've never really looked at their feet.
stereotype.
Okay, you know
exactly
what?
how I would imagine a gay guy.
The thing is, especially with heels, what I find so ridiculous is that heels were originally worn by men who worked in
That's right.
butchers because they didn't want to get blood on their bottom of their jeans. Like, how has that become now the part where women have owned that and now men can't wear them? I don't understand how this happened.
Weren't men the ones who forced women to wear them anyway in the patriarchal
The
society?
bottom line is, this is
Still
just
do.
stupid.
It's pretty
like
dumb.
he's wearing shoes. Like, let him go into the bar. I don't know. I think it's dumb.
He does look
too.
I
pretty
think it's
great.
dumb.
Like, do you not want his business?
Yeah, it's
Like, I
stupid.
don't understand.
I want his
I'm
business.
not even gay.
All up in
Stupid.
my face.
Okay, speaking of things stupid, according to a recent survey, half of all British men, and since you're a British man,
Which
I
half?
want
The
you
top
to.
half or the bottom half?
Oh, these jokes so cheesy. Oh.
Half of all British men believe that people with HIV are, quote, out to infect others.
I wouldn't have joked if it was such a serious subject if I realized what was following. Fuck.
Half?
Half. Around 45% of men believe people with HIV don't care about infecting others. Around 36% of women also believe this. Only 35% of respondents agreed that people living with HIV should be allowed to have a baby.
Are these the same people who voted for Brexit?
65% said they would not be comfortable with their child being in regular contact with a person with HIV.
These are uneducated people. That's it.
And the thing
Does
is,
this surprise you?
Yes, that's very high. But
Maybe these people are very high.
we do get like things in the newspapers and magazines, and it's like HIV positive person sticks needles into cinema chairs to infect others.
I heard about
it's
that when I
always
was a
fake.
kid. I heard a story of that when I was like
It's
literally
fake.
in grade like
it's
4
Why would they
or
print that?
something.
Because they can.
Who makes that up? It's not like a tabloid. It's like news. It's different.
Meanwhile, in Australia, they got the real people actually putting razors in strawberries and shit. It was a real thing, real story.
I would like to know what if a similar survey were to be done in the U.S. and Canada, if a similar number would, because it's a surprise. I was really
Was this gay men or just men in general?
men in general, British men.
That's not surprising, I guess.
It just seems high. It's
'Cause it just,
It's like they're skipping over the fact that this person has to live with it. This person has to either, if they have HIV, they have to medicate themselves properly and then live a longer life. If you're out to infect people, you're not medicating yourself. So you're
right.
completely disregarding
It's
this person's own self-preservation.
Because you have to be like a psychopath to do that. So it seems to me like they're saying that like whatever the percentage of people are, it's the same as saying like that percentage of people are serial killers. You know what I mean? Like you're intentionally going out to inflict harm on other people. Like that's something that's like there's no way that is real. You know? Like, it's ridiculous.
I mean, obviously, this
I
is
mean, it's
based
not
on
real.
fear, and fear is,
But it's
there's
crazy
still
that people
fear
think
and
that
stigma
there could be that many like,
around
that's
HIV.
what's shocking.
Okay, speaking of things that don't make sense, and since this is also a British story, you have to defend this.
You've made my people sound awful. I want that to be known.
Okay, so a 30-year-old woman from England isn't worried about being ghosted by men in real life. Why? Because the woman claims to have fallen in love with a ghost she met while sky high.
Sky high, what does that mean?
She told The Sun that she has had 20 paranormal lovers throughout her life, but it wasn't until she flew to Australia on a business trip earlier this year that she came across a surprise.
A surprise?
Yeah, so
Good for her.
It's nice that
for
she's
her.
got a boo.
Yeah.
she wanted that she felt the spirits.
That was nice. I like that.
So yes, she's engaged to a ghost.
Paid
Quote,
for that
Did
ring.
he buy the ring? Yeah.
quote, there was no going down on one knee because he doesn't have knees.
So he just floats? Like
Keep
he's
that
a
in
floating
mind.
ghost?
But does he go down on her?
It doesn't
It's
say.
like Ghostbusters.
They had
Remember that
sex
scene?
in a. They had sex in,
Just getting
in,
slimed.
in an airplane.
Right.
Yeah, she joined the Mile High Club, and I'm like, if he doesn't
So
have
this
knees,
is a story about a
how does he
woman who
have a penis?
masturbated in an airplane.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
If he doesn't have knees, how does he have a penis?
Thank you.
So are we imagining
Wait,
this
what?
is like a Casper the Friendly
he's like-
Ghost shaped?
Wait, where does your penis come from? If you're asking, if he doesn't have knees, he doesn't have. Where's?
Well, I think
No,
floats.
because
There's no
she
knees.
said that
Like
he
from
doesn't
waist
ha-
up,
he
he's,
didn't get down on one knee because he doesn't have
penis.
knees. So I'm like, how did you have sex with him? What? Like, do you know what I mean?
I was thinking. I thought he was just like cut off at the leg.
I
Like, where's your
think we
penis
have to
coming
keep
from?
in mind that the woman's name is Amethyst Realm,
Yeah.
Interesting.
and
Interesting
Interesting name.
Very common name in England.
her occupation is described as a spiritual counselor.
Of course it is.
Unemployed.
Unemployed.
But if you think it's weird, her friends don't. Most of my friends are happy that I found love.
Because they're all dead.
If they think I'm mad, they seem to be keeping it to themselves. While she claims to have had sex with the spirit, she didn't hear his voice until they were on a recent trip to England's Wookey Hole Caves, where she said he asked her to marry
is
him.
that?
No idea.
This chick is looped.
It sounds like that's like a section of England that like George Lucas purchased.
I don't know how, if they're engaged and they're going to get married, they have to send out invitations. But according to her, the lover does not have a name. But they will be getting married in the summer.
I kind of feel like
I
she's
hope I
gonna
invite
die, and she'll end up finding out that she like married Hitler or something. Like it's kind of what I feel like is gonna end up happening. Because like she doesn't know who he is. She doesn't know who he is.
Stuff like this
It's
really
nobody.
pisses
It doesn't.
me off.
It's not real.
I know that's the joke.
Look at how long
thought
it
you were
took
really
gays and lesbians to
Okay,
get involved.
kids.
One, I feel like it's my future, and then yeah. Sorry, I'm just sorry to interrupt you.
No, it's fine. what pisses me off is that it took gays and lesbians so long to be able to get married, and this woman can go off and just marry a ghost, and no one's
Yeah,
batting
no
an
one's
eye.
saying anything.
It's like there was a Guinness Book World Record of a man that got his 2 cats to get married, but gays were like, oh no, we can just live together and not visit each other in hospital. The sensible world we live in.
Sensible.
Wow.
Well, this is a thing. It's called spectrophilia,
That's a cool name.
a love of spirits.
Yeah.
She did say that
Sounds like
having
a
sex is a moving experience. She said, quote, sometimes I actually get the feeling that I'm being moved.
I'm sure it's
Physically.
an out-of-body experience.
Yeah, when I have sex, I feel like I'm being moved as well. I don't think that's ghost-centric.
The wedding will be a pagan ceremony, but she still has planning to do. We haven't discussed the details yet, but I think it will be quite a big do.
She's very specific about all the details.
Amethyst realm.
I just feel like she's very lonely.
Well, obviously.
No,
but
she doesn't. She's had.
sounds lonely.
She's had no. She's had 20 ghost lovers.
That
In
sounds like
fact,
the
why didn't they work
definition
out?
of
How old is this
lonely.
woman?
30.
30.
So
why
30-year-old
did they break
virgin
up?
marries ghost.
Thank you.
She's
Thank you.
had. Yeah, there was one that was a pirate, or a former pirate.
Oh, I remember reading
What does he
about
do
that
now?
one.
Yeah. Well, they broke up.
Why did they break up?
It was just a hookup.
That's good. I was trying to come up with something in my head. That's good.
Although she does say that it may be a ghost, but it is her soulmate.
Oh my god, that is poor.
Can we
And now
end
it's
this
time
and
for
this?
Tito's midpoint.
This week we're playing at gunpoint. So you gotta take a question from the bowl
Start
and
with that end this time.
choose one or
No,
the
it
other.
starts with Doug.
Starts with Doug.
Stats with Doug.
The left chair always goes last, honey. That's how it works.
All right.
Would you rather freeze to death or burn Tito to death? No, it just says burn to death.
Would you rather burn to death?
There was a
or-
Twilight Zone
Freeze
episode
to
about
death,
this.
freeze to death, or burn to death? Probably freeze to death.
It's really
I mean, it's the more likely thing to happen living here. So
Yeah.
I'd imagine if you burnt to death though, you'd go into shock quicker.
I think
If you're
I think if
freezing, you'd be cold for a really
Yeah.
long time.
Yeah, I think if you're freezing, you end up feeling warm, and then it
That's,
you
it's
fall
like
asleep.
these sort of people like on Everest and
It feels
stuff
like
where
you're
they get
falling asleep.
really, really hot and they like open up their tents and they
Yeah.
take off all their stuff and then like
then
because they're in like this psychotic like breakdown because of the hypothermia and the cold. So
Really happy turn of events.
yeah, it's pretty dumb.
Yes, I know. Yeah, thank you, Tito.
All right, what do you got? This novel here.
so long.
Jesus.
Like it's got long.
you guys ever not complain?
Actually, Adam, I was thinking, you know how you were saying that,
God.
that you don't get enough sex?
Yeah.
Maybe you should try ghosts.
I should try Ghost. See, that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be my future.
Yeah.
It's 100% gonna be.
We'll do a seance. Yeah.
We'll do a seance. Get the Ouija board out. Would
You just want all those fingers on it.
Yeah, a little bit.
And if it's a Ouija board, you can try water sports as well.
Orgy board.
Yes.
All right.
We'll just pee on the board. Okay. Would you rather accidentally
Oh
send
my.
a sext to your dad or accidentally send a bitchy text to the friend you were bitching about?
Oh, I know what I want to do.
I
What
have
was
not
the first part?
Would you rather send a sext to your dad?
dad or accidentally
Like-
send a bitchy text.
Like an accidental.
Like,
Like
I
a
want to
dick.
suck your dick.
Or like a dick?
Or a dick pic or something. I've done that. Accidentally send a bitchy text to the friend. Like I've taken like the screenshot of the conversation and then sent it to them. And then you gotta sit there and like either come up with an excuse which you can't get out of, or you're like, yeah, I'm fucking bitching about you with
See,
somebody
that's
else.
where you got to be like, hey, how do I get emojis? I don't know what button to press. Can you point it out here?
What
That's
did they
right.
say when you sent it?
I feel like they were mad. This happened a while ago. They were a little upset.
But in that moment, did you wish you would send a picture of your dick to your dad?
No.
Do you think, oh, if only?
I mean, my dad doesn't know how to text, and he has like a flip phone, so like I don't know.
It wouldn't have gone through. You wouldn't find.
Right? I would have been fine.
so-
Or it's like sends it like to those voice text to landline
Yeah.
thing. That
Penis
like the
picture.
robotic voice, yeah. Like
Send a
I
picture.
want your cum in and on my face.
That's also
Oh, that's very serious.
This is very serious.
Tito, what's
Would
wrong
you-
with you?
Would you rather have a criminal justice system that actually works and is fair, or an administrative government that is free of corruption?
Wow.
All I know is you just sounded like the opening of Law and Order UK.
Like literally.
Dun, dun.
Dun, dun.
Yeah.
Would I rather have a criminal justice system that actually works, or a government free of corruption? Government free of corruption?
Well, wouldn't that go like hand in
Like,
hand
kind
too?
of,
Like if you
yeah.
have
If
government
the government's
and
free of corruption, then
it
the
would.
criminal justice system should eventually work.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
There
right.
you go.
So,
There you go. Come on, Tito.
He beat the system finally.
I'm impressed with the depth of the question.
That was pretty depth.
I kind of would go with the,
I go
the
deep,
criminal
always.
justice system.
I know you
over
go
the
deep.
corruption-free government.
just because you like a bit of scandal.
Every so often.
Would you rather be able to forget any of your own past memories or be able to make other people forget theirs?
Ooh, that seems like something a rapist would want to have that kind of power.
If I could do that, I'd be horrible. Like, you know them girls that keep posting about their like babies or weddings, I'd make them forget they had them.
Like that they had a baby or a wedding.
Last picture of my wedding, it's been every day for 7 months.
I mean, I don't have that much trauma, so I would change, other people's memories or make them forget them, and help people with my power.
Yeah, we're already forgetting that.
What's the power?
What is it?
Would you rather peel all your nails out of your fingers or pull all the teeth out of your mouth?
Oh, yeah. I think that one's obvious.
Nails.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got like roots and stuff in there. Like,
Yeah.
that's,
Have you
got
gone in for
full
any
hair.
serious dental stuff?
I have. I've
I
had two
had
fake teeth. It sucks.
Hey.
Ugh.
Yeah, I had
so
one
sorry.
and it was not fun.
Fredward?
Okay, this one. There's no question. There's no choice.
Is there a question mark at the end?
Yes, but there's like.
Just say it.
Would you rather have knives for fingers or penises for fingers?
Penises.
Penises!
100%.
Penises!
100%.
Why?
How about this? Hold
You
on.
can fuck 11 people
Hold
at
on.
the same time!
Hold on.
But how could you make a
Let's
sandwich?
Let's modify this slightly. Would
You can go to the deli and they can make you a sandwich.
Would you rather have knives for fingers or have to cut everything that you try to prepare in the kitchen with a penis?
If the choice is knives or penis, I
No,
want
but the
penis and I
penises are
want
not
knives
attached to
nowhere
your
near
fingers.
it.
But what if like your nan
I did a
says-
knife near my penis when I was 3 days old and I said never again. Thank
yeah,
you,
sorry.
Tito.
Does the penises, do they come with
It's a
balls or
Moyle
no?
joke.
What did you have?
Is there
There's like
balls?
20 testicles hanging from your wrists.
But what if like if you have to butter bread with a penis? What if your nan asks you to make you a sandwich? Like, is that's
Well,
weird?
then your penis is already greased up
Yeah.
and you're ready to go.
And everybody already
What?
knows
You
you have
just
penis fingers.
Have a constantly greased up.
old penis
Thank you,
fingers is bad.
Tito, for today's penile. Oh, actually, before we close it up, well, yes, thank you for the midpoint, but right after this, it's going to be Matt Partlett
Yeah.
singing his new single, Come Alive. So stay right there.
Right out of those
Not
penis
featuring
fingers.
penises.
No mercy, baby.
Oh, love, make me wanna dance on putty in your hands. Oh, love. Oh, love, make me wanna dance and make me feel handsome, love. Under the lights of the city, the buzz of the crowd, we can whisper quiet, but we're singing aloud. You know that I could hurt you if I got close enough. People do crazy things when they're in love, but oh, I know we come alive in the city. We're young and we're pretty. Streets are full of glitter. Got a sky full of streamers. We come alive in the city. So why? Under the lights of the city, the buzz of the crowd, we can whisper quiet, but we're singing aloud. You know that I could hurt you if I got close enough. People do crazy things when they're in love. We got a sky full of fireworks, your hand on my heart. We can paint the town red and call it art. You know the morning's coming and you're sobering up. You see me humming and I'm still coming up and I know we come alive in the city. We're young and we're pretty. Streets are full of glitter. Got a sky full of streamers. We come alive in the city. So why? Oh, love, make me wanna dance on party in your hands. Oh, love, make me wanna dance and make me feel handsome, love. Oh, love, make me wanna dance and party in your hands.
Thank you so much,
Thank you for
Matt,
having
for
me.
joining us today.
Hey.
We can get everybody back here.
Thanks, man. Cheers.
So if people want to come a little bit closer to the mic, if people want to find Come Alive, your other stuff online, how do they do that?
So my Instagram is @Matt Partlett. I'm also on Apple Music, Spotify, Google Play, Amazon Music, probably another one. Can't remember all of them.
Amazon.
Yes.
Yes. And you have some shows coming up here in the Toronto area?
So I've got a weekly gig at The Drink on Wednesdays, and my first one should be on the 21st of February.
Great. So we will check you out there. Check him out online. He's fabulous. Of course, you can check us out online, which you're doing right now anyway, so it doesn't matter. We're on YouTube, youtube.com/thepointguys. Subscribe to us, press the red button, helps us greatly, costs you nothing. Of course, if you want to really help us, go to our crowdfunding site, patreon.com/thepointguys. We have our audio podcast on iTunes. Check us out there, take us on the go. And you can let us know what you think about anything you saw on the show today. Let us know if you're a bear in heels. You can on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or right here on YouTube @The Point Guys. Thank you very much, Matt.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us today. We have a new show every Tuesday, so we will see you next Tuesday on The Point.
No.
Nice shot.
And I will ever